Optimize your project's resource utilization with our powerful resource usage feature, allowing you to track and manage resource allocation, identify bottlenecks, and make informed decisions for a more efficient project execution. There are 3 ways that you can use our resource usage and optimization feature. The first way is to get a snapshot of how your current resources are being used. Comparing them to the quantity of actual resources gives you information on how well your project resources are being used or where the gaps might be. In this mode, Energer assumes that whatever resource is required for a task is available whenever needed. This mode is helpful if you are managing multiple projects and your resources can move between projects. This also helps you plan for upcoming resource needs and identify bottlenecks. Open the network editor and create the project schedule as described in the previous videos. When you double-click on a task, a second box opens where you can add additional information about a task. The top area for the second box is to add resources that are needed for a task. Let's add a few resources and walk through the process. If you need to delete a resource need from a task, simply click on the X mark associated with that resource. To review your project's resource, after you have developed your project network, click on the Project Resources button on the project dashboard or the Resources icon on the network editor. To view resources on this chart, click on Update Project Resources and add the resource names to this. Once done, you'll see the duration of your project and a plot of how your resources are being used. Continue adding your resources to the project. Once done, you can use the filters on the graph to focus on specific resources. You can also narrow your view to a specific date range to see a focused view of a resource being used over a range of dates. This is extremely helpful to view a monthly or quarterly view of resources. This is also helpful if you follow phase gates and to get a resource view across a specific phase in your project. Notice how this resource is showing a large utilization. Your project might not have that many resources. Which brings us to the second way on how to use the resource optimization feature. To account for resources for your schedule, click on the toggle button shown to turn on this feature. When this feature is active and you have resources defined for your task, Energer will optimize your resource utilization for the most fastest project completion. This same button will let you turn off this feature if it's active, as shown here. Go back to your network editor and click on Update. This will start the resource optimization feature, and task starts and completion will change to accommodate the resource's availability. Once complete, note that all red highlighted tasks are critical chain tasks. Also note that with constraint resources, our finish date has also changed. Let's head back to the resource page to see how the optimization changed our resource utilization. You can see now that we do not use more resources than what's available in our project. You can use the filters again to focus on certain resources, or even see a summary of critical chain resources used. The last way to use the resource feature is an extension of both these methods described earlier. In this scenario, you can add or remove resources by updating the project resources to see what that does to impact your project completion date. Let's try removing a resource from our project. To update a resource's quantity, simply double-click and click on Update. On the network editor, remember the project complete date, and update and wait for the scheduling algorithm to complete. See how the end date has moved in the future? This shows you the impact of losing this resource. Let's go back to the network editor and add a few more resource quantities and repeat this step. See how adding resources changes your project end date. This scenario planning is a powerful way to optimize your resources. Disabling the resource optimization will show you the best case scenario in which your project has all the resources that it needs. You can use these 3 ways to gain valuable insights on how your project resources are utilized, and you can make more informed decisions on resource allocations. Do read our resource FAQs for answers to a few more commonly asked questions. And remember, if you have any questions, our team is here to help you. Hope you found this video useful. Take care, and thanks for watching.